So welcome back to this channel once again, and in this video tutorial we will cover a specific request or requirement from the channel viewer. So the request is like, I need to create a sub file, a load all sub file, where we will be displaying the order details of a particular item. Okay, so the order details will be saved in the file order pf, where order id, item and date are the fields which will be displayed on the sub file. Okay, so on the sub file I just handle those things like two sub files are there, multiple sub file situation. So I just created multiple sub file on the same screen, and on one sub file I can add an item, and on the other sub file the items will be displayed whatever added. Okay, so when adding an item, so user can give only the item detail or the date, but the order id he cannot provide. So the order id must be auto generated. Okay, so order id field on the sub file is an auto generated field, and that will get auto generated and will be saved to the order pf. Okay, but there is a specific requirement in that also. The order id must be generated with a specific logic. So that order id is of length 10p0, 10 pack decimal, and first and second digit composed of current year yy. Okay, for example 2020 then 20, 2021 then 21 means the third and fourth digit 21. The next 8 digits are in sequence and auto increment by 1 and generated the next order ID correctly. Okay. So for example, in the year 2020, if currently no order, then for first order ID will be generated as 20, the year 2020, then 00000 to 1. Okay. Position 1 and 2 are year, then number 1 means in the next 8 places like this with leading zeros. Okay. If there are order ID already exists generated, for example 25 orders have been placed, then the next order id would be generated would be like this. Okay, for the next same will be happened with for the next year. For example 2021 came, so the system will generate the order id with 21000001. Okay, so this is the requirement. Let's see how I handled that, or how I created that thing. So just call this program. So you can see that there are two sub files here. Basically, first is the add order and generate order id. So this is just an input sub file of two records and one on a page. Okay, so if I do page down, so I can see only two records I can add. So means I can add multiple records. Okay, at a time I can add multiple order IDs. So this are given an extra feature here, so that I can add a multiple item at a time. So I can add at most 2 items at a time and at least one. Okay, so if I won't be giving the item name and I would be pressing enter, okay, then it won't add those items. Okay, and whatever items are added here, so they will be displayed here in this display subfile, which is an orders display subfile. So this is a scene of two multiple subfiles. Okay, you can see F3 is for exit, enter to generate the order ID, or you can add an item, you can say. So for example here, what I'll be doing, just check this PF, order PF. So it has 3 fields and a unique key is defined on order ID, so that order ID would always be unique for every item ordered. Okay, so order ID, item, date, 10-0, 10A, and date is for L is for date. Okay, and this is an order unique key. Just do run query *n order PF, so that I would see there are no records right now. So the first order ID would be generated like, for example, item is item A. Okay, and I'm not giving any date. So if I'm gonna adding that, let's see, pressing enter will add an item. So item A is added with date, which is the default date. Okay, and you can see that the order ID generated is same as per our requirement 20000001, because there are no order ID right now. Just take F3. Now check it is. So you can see that order ID is generated automatically and item is added also. Okay, so just add another item, item B 2020 0209. So you can see that item B is also added and the next order ID is generated for that, which is seems like an auto generated field. So our order ID is now became an auto generated field in this file through that program. Okay, subfile program. Now let's see how I handle that. One more thing, if I would try to press enter like this, so it won't do anything. So for example, if I do like this, I added this item, I just entered the name of this item, so this field has been changed. But if I just remove this and then pressing enter, it also won't add any item, because if I do like this, that system will you can say will check or will get that information that this field has been changed. Okay, because you have written something here and then you remove that. Okay, something has been changed in this field, so it will treat this as a changed field, but it won't add any item because item is basically blank. Okay, so just take F3. So you are exiting from the program. So let's see how I did that. I'll be showing the same thing in debug. So so first thing was the PF. So you saw that how I created this PF having three fields: order ID, item date, and order ID is the key field, which is a unique key, because unique is defined at this file level keyword as a file level keyword here, and our order is the record format. So if I do, I'm creating this again. This will then the data which I just added will be lost. Okay, so if I see the data again, so that will be lost. Now the PF is created. Just see the display file. So you can see that display file size is 2480 star DSC, which is standard. I used CA03 key here, command attention. So 03 key, once I press F3, so the indicator 03 within brackets will get activated. So in my program, I'll be checking if F3 is pressed, means if indicator 03 IN03 is on, then it means that F3 is pressed by the user. Okay, this is the first subfile record format for adding the item and generating the order ID, automatic order ID. So here you can see there are only two fields, item 1 and date 1. Okay, but here I also mentioned the order ID, so I can remove this, but I am not using this. So I just showed you that in the program here in the screen. If you see, I just showed that order ID is also there, but that I'm not entering. So I just mentioned the text. Okay, so that one should know that order ID would also be there, and that gets automated generated. Okay, item date. So you can see what I used: overlays, SFL display, SFL DSP CTL, SFL INJIT, SFL size is 2. Okay, SFL page is 1. So here I can also add multiple item A, page down. So for example, I'll be writing here item B, it will add them properly. Okay, so you can see that all the things are handled properly. So it adds 2 items at a time and it generates the order ID automatically, auto generated, and they are correctly generated even. Okay, 1 and 2, 2 0 0 0 0 0 1 and 2. Okay, just F3. Clear PFM so that the file gets cleared. So display, this is for displaying the sub file. Okay, this is just in case if I don't want to display the sub file. So this is the control. This is SFL INJ. Since I just need to display a initialize sub file where I can input some values, means input sub file. That's why I took this. So this is for load all. SFL page is 1 and SFL size is 2. Okay, and these are the heading parts. Now this is the footer, F3 and enter. This is the second sub file format where there is order ID, item, date are there, and the same thing SFL control is having the format of SFL RFMT2. SFL size is 9999. On one page I'm showing 5 records. Overlay SFL clear for clearing the sub file. So you can see that with all these keywords, SFL display or SFL INJ or SFL clear or SFL, okay, with them indicator is associated because they are optionally used. We will not be using them always. So based on some conditions we will be using them. Okay, that's why we set it some indicator with them. Okay, this is order ID and this. So if you look at the design part of this, just to tell, so you can see, you will see the same, the control format. This is the footer format and this is the second sub file. Okay, one more thing is there. As you can see, this is in both mode because this is an input sub file and this is in output mode. Okay, this is the browse sub file. Okay, where we'll be displaying the orders. So just compile this. You can see the object is created successfully. Now we will be looking into the program sub file pgm. So let's see. Since I'm using that order pf, so I declared that order pf file in fspecs in update mode, update add mode, since I need to add the record. Okay, and that is a keyed file. So k is defined here and that is a pf, so disk is defined here, and this is the workstation file, means a device file. So sub file dspf. Okay, so this is defined in the combined mode and workstation is used with that. And since I am using or I am defining 2 sub file formats, so you can see the same with S file I am defining the 2 sub file formats with RRN and RN2. Okay, and I define those RRNs also here, as you can see. Now the first thing you are seeing here is execute SQL set option commit equals to *n, because if let me check if I'm needing that here. In this case, yes, we will be needing that because we are using the SQL, and SQL, since the file on which we are querying is not journal, so we'll be needing that. So we will be setting the commitment control option is *n, since commit control is not active on that file, so that our queries would work without any issue. Okay, so this is the first starting point. So this cannot become inside the initialization subroutine. This must be the first statement in the program. Since we know that first thing executed is begin subroutine, initialization subroutine, which is not getting called from anywhere in the program, that is automatically called, but this line has to become first even before the initialization subroutine. Okay, so this is the top line in the code. Now what I'm doing, I'll be displaying the multiple sub files. So I'm writing the footer, the sub file control format for the second sub file. Okay, then I am initializing the first sub file. Since the first sub file is initialized sub file, I need to enter the records in that and will be displayed in the second sub file. So I'm initializing that. So for that purpose, I use the SFL injet with which indicator 21 was associated. So I'm setting that on, then initializing the subfile by writing the subfile control format. Okay, then setting that initialize sub indicator to off, then setting this 10 indicator to on for displaying the subfile. Okay, then again I'm writing the same thing, subfile control format, and reading the subfile control format so that I would be able to display the multiple subfile, because this I need to do. Okay, if I won't be doing this, I won't be able to as you can say, I won't be able to display those two subfiles at a time. Okay, so what would happen if a first subfile would be displayed, and when I press enter, then the second subfile would be displayed. Okay, so this needs to be pressing enter, but I don't need to press enter. I just call the program. I must have the two subfiles displayed in front of me. So that's why this thing was done. Okay, then reading subfile control format 2. Okay, now this is the process keyboard keys. So first thing is the initialization. So in initialization, I'm loading the subfile, as you can see. So I'm loading both the subfiles. So the first this is with second subfile, and the RN is associated with the first subfile. Setting this indicator to off, 98 to off, 11 to off. As you can see, this is for stop loading SFL size value reaches. This is for second subfile, and this is also for the second subfile. And then I am reading the order file. Okay, setting at it the at a star low val and reading the file, and you can see do while not percentile end of file, order pf, and not percentile error, and 98 not equals to on. So these conditions must specify. Okay, so when I am reading an order file from starting, okay, from the first key value, or you can say the lowest key value. Okay, so I'm then incrementing the rn2, because I don't need to increment the rn1. That is an initialize subfile. Okay, but the second subfile is a browse subfile or the display subfile. Then what I'm doing here, I'm evaluating the order id item date into the subfile, the second subfile from the file. Okay, and then I'm writing the subfile format. Okay, here I'm checking if rn2 is 9999, then setting indicator 98 to on, so that only 999 records would be loaded, since this is a load also file. Okay, if rn2 is greater than 0, means if at least one record is loaded, then I am setting this indicator to on, means I'm going to display the subfile. Else I'll be going to display empty subfile. Okay, and I'm reading this file in loop. So this is the load subroutine. Okay, this is called from the initialization. So first thing is loading the subfile, and then for displaying the subfile, what I'm doing, I'm writing the footer and initializing the first subfile. So the first subfile handling is done here. This is the handling for the first subfile. Okay, for displaying that, and then after once the you can see once the display file is, or you can say the sub file is displayed, I'll be processing the keyboard keys. Either F3 or enter is pressed. So let's check. If F3 is pressed, I'll be setting last record indicator to on and will be exiting from the program. And in case if F3 is not pressed, enter is pressed, I'll be checking if the record is changed in the first sub file. Okay, so I'm reading the change record in the first subfile record format SFL-RFMT till not percentile end of file, so that I would be able to add multiple records. So I use do while not percentile end of file and do. Okay, so inside that I'm checking. So I'm reading the change record again here in loop. Okay, inside that I'm checking if item 1 is not equal to blank in the first subfile field. If it is blank, I won't be going to write that. Okay, so this is the handling here, and then if item 1 is not equal to blank, then I'm going to execute this subroutine generate order ID. Okay, so this will generate an automatic order ID based upon the user requirement, and then whatever the order ID received, okay, let's received, which is in L underscore order ID. So that is in character. So I am converting that to the percent decimal, because order ID is a 10p0 decimal field of 10 length. Okay, so I'm converting that to decimal from the character using this %LDEC built-in function like this. Okay, then order ID will be evaluated with this, which is auto generated. Item is with % trimming item 1. Okay, date is with date 1, and writing the order PF in the loop. So in case if user added multiple records, that will get added automatic. Both records will, all the records will get added to the order PF, and particular auto generated order ID will get added to the order PF. Okay, after that what I'm doing, I'm just clearing the subfile again, which is this, the second subfile. So I just set the indicator 20 to on, cleared the subfile, set this back to off. Okay, then loading the subfile so that the records which are added from the first initialized subfile would get displayed in the second subfile, second display subfile after executing the load subroutine. Okay, so this is the subroutine to generate the order ID. Let's see. So I defined next number, so just check these variables. So next number is 8p0. I need to generate an order ID of 10p0. So here you can see Lmax order ID. So this is just to check in the table whether what maximum order ID is generated in the table. Okay, and this is to generate the next numbers. In the first two numbers are of the year from the timestamp. Okay, so they are not considered here. So the next 8 numbers must be auto incremented, like 1 2 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 like this. Okay, and the first two characters would be same for a particular year, like 2020, then 20, 2021, then 21. Okay, this is the max order ID which will be retrieved from the table. If for example 25 orders are placed, so the in that particular year, so 25 will be retrieved, and we will be generating the next order ID, and the next generated order ID will be contained in this L underscore order ID. This is the indicator L underscore IND. So this is basically an null indicator of a small integer. So this must be defined as a small integer. Okay, when I'm fetching the data, so I'll be associating this null indicator. So in case, for example, if there are no order ID generated till now in this year, so the result fetch are null. So we need to handle those null situations also. Let's see. For this order ID generation, so first thing I'm doing, I'm always initializing L underscore next number as 0 and L underscore order ID as blanks, so that there would be no issue. In case if any issue found, then the previous ID would not get generated or be used. Okay, so they are blank initially. Now what I'm doing, I'm getting the year from the current timestamp. Okay, so what I'm doing, percentile timestamp, I'm using percentile timestamp function and getting the current timestamp, and then converting that timestamp to the character using %char. Okay, and then what I'm doing, I need to get this 20. For example, it is 2021, then I need to get this third and fourth digit 21. Okay, so I am extracting from third position from this, and the length is 2. From third position, this one, and length is 2 0. Okay, so this is the format of the timestamp, 2020, then month, and then days and time and all that. Okay, so I'm extracting this 20 from here, L underscore ID, extracting third and fourth position. Now the current year YY is extracted. After that, I would be checking in the table order PF whether a maximum order ID is available or not. Get max order ID and use null indicator this. So why I'm using null indicator? Because In case there are no order ID generated, okay, I would be getting that null situation. So select max order ID into L underscore max order ID colon L underscore indicator. So this is null indicator associated with this. In case, okay, in case if it is null value, we will be getting the indicator less than 1 in this L underscore ID, okay, from order PF fetch first row only. If max order ID is not found in, then SQL code this for null value, okay. Use null indicator concept to remove this SQL code this, so that you will be getting the SQL code 0. Use percentile edit C with an edit code X instead of using percentile char to convert. Spelling is incorrect for this, okay, I'll correcting that, but here it is not required. Percentile char to convert. Numeric to character, leading zeros would not get removed, okay. So I'm checking if SQL code is 0, means if I found if SQL code is 0, then I'm checking if L underscore max order ID is greater than 0, means if I'm getting any maximum order ID, generated order ID. If yes, then what I'm doing, for example, first case, if I'm not getting any maximum order ID, any order ID, so what I'm doing, I'm setting L underscore next number as 1, okay. Next number plus 1 means L underscore next number is 1, okay. Then I am adding a percentile trim L underscore order ID, that is 20 for this year, and then edit code L underscore next number colon X, okay. So what it will do, percentile edit code, see what it will do. It will simply you can say, for example, 0000001 is there, so it will not suppress or remove those leading zeros from the resulting string, okay. And then in that case we will be getting correct order ID 200001 of 10 digits, okay. In case, what will happen, okay, in case if it is found, max order ID is found, so what will be checking, we will be checking if that max order ID for from starting from the first position till second position is equals to the L underscore order ID. Since L underscore order ID is currently having this timestamp, the current year 20. So for example, this year is 21 and I'm not getting anything. So I'm getting basically what I'm getting. I'm getting 20. Okay. So it will check whether the L underscore max or order ID is starting from first position till to length is 20 or not. If yes, it is 20, then the condition is met, okay. So since we found whatever the maximum order ID we found is for the current year, not for the previous year, okay. For example, I found 20000001, okay, but now this is 2021. So if I want found 21000001, so this means that whatever I found is for the previous year, means there is no order ID for this year. So I'm also checking with max order ID 0 and this thing, substring percentile char L underscore max order ID. So max order ID from first position till to length means the year portion. So if it is not equal to the current year portion in this one, so it will not go inside this. If yes, then it will go inside this. It will add that 0 next number plus 1 plus. Now this is the thing which is gets added here. So L underscore max ID. So I just added the L underscore max ID by converting that into percentile into character, and then extracting the eight positions from starting from the third length, because from second till second position we have the year 2020, so 2021, so 21. So we will be needing the next 8 positions or next 8 values, okay. So which is, for example, 00000025. So we get 00000025 from this thing by by the substring thing, okay. Then we will be converting that into the integer. After that we will be adding 1 to that, as we can see and then we are assigning that to the next number. Okay, so now we got the next number 26. Okay, so what we'll be doing, we'll be adding that to the order ID plus the next number. So what we'll be doing, so we have the leading zeros, so we don't want to lose the leading zeros in the generated order ID. So we'll be using the edit code with X. Okay, X edit code with built-in function by percentile edit C. Okay, so this way we will be able to generate order ID, correct order ID, which is an automatic auto increment order ID with specific requirements. So let's see, let's compile this. As I already said this thing in the program, um, set option commit equals to star none. So if in case I would be forgetting from here, it won't we won't be worrying, because it will be overridden, this condition will be overridden from the program. In program we specify star none, so that will be worked, that will be taken into account. Just compile this program. So program is compiled. Just debug this program. So once the debug is started, we will be setting breakpoint. Just call this program subfile pgm. Okay, just take F10. So the first thing is initialization, but before that also, this is the first statement in the program, but that is not executable. Okay, loading the subfile. Okay, so this is second subfile loading, so no records are found. Now writing the footer, second subfile writing. Now initializing the first subfile. Okay, writing, reading. Okay, now you can see that both the subfiles are in front of me on a single screen. Add order and generate order ID, orders display subfile. Okay, this is the multiple uh, displays of file, or displaying more than one subfile example. So for example, if I press enter directly and not giving any value to this, let's see, process keyboard, this is not on, read change is not active. Okay, then no read change called. Then again writing this, clearing the subfile, and then loading the subfile again. So it won't find anything or any record to be loaded. Now for example, what I said, if I, for example, if I'm adding item itr mds like this, and I'm just removing this, now this field is changed. If I press enter, so you will be seeing, just check, now you are inside the loop. Okay, this means that the field is changed, item 1 field is changed, but that item 1 field is blank actually, because I just entered and removed the value. Okay, so it means system will treat that field as a change. So then I mentioned one condition, if item 1 is not equal to blank, then only I am going to generate an order ID and adding that record to the order pf. Okay, else I am not doing anything. As you can see, this will not load any record, as there are no record in the order pf, and will display this file as it is. Now for example, I'm adding item a. Okay, so for example, okay, pressing enter, so you can see the record is changed. this is item A, generate an order ID for this. So this is 0, this is blank. So what it will give us, it will give us 20. You can see 20 says this is the current year is 2020. So we extracted third and fourth portion 2020 of 20 of 2020. Okay, now I'm checking in the file. So if I look into file, run query hrn order pf, there are no record. So just take F5. SQL code is 0, but if I go up, page up, and we'll check max order ID is 0, but indicator is -1. Okay, means this is a null value. F10 shift F6. Okay, cannot see any information from this, but this is the null value retrieved, means there are no max order ID, there are no records found in that order PF. So L underscore max order ID is L underscore indicator. Okay, so L underscore indicator is -1. Okay, means this is the null value found. So we handle that using this null indicator. So in case if we have not used L underscore IND here, with this we simply written into L underscore max order ID, we'll be getting this SQL error code. You can try that at your end. Okay, we will be getting this SQL code -305 in that case, if we have not used the concept of null indicator. SQL code is 0, we'll be checking max order ID is greater than 0. No, come to this, next number is first. Okay, order ID is 20, next number is this. So edit code will not suppress the leading zeros, and it will add them as it is to the L underscore order ID. So you will be seeing that order ID is generated like 2000001. Okay, order ID is generated successfully. What it will do, it will then convert it to the decimal and evaluate it into the file field. Okay, it will write into the order PF. It will check if any other record, change record, no, just check. So the record is written successfully. Now it will load that record into the, first it clears the subfile, now it will be loading the record. As you can see, order ID this one. Okay, so the same record is being now loaded into the second subfile. In second subfile written, first subfile is initialized again. Now you can see the second subfile is displaying the record which is added just now. Okay, so now this is for the second time. Sorry, item B, and page down, item C. Okay, so I just entered item C here, so it will remove these blank spaces and will enter the correct entry. Just press enter. It will generate the order ID for the first changed. Okay, this is blank. Order ID is L underscore order ID is 20 right now, which is the year part. Now it will get the order ID, max order ID. Okay, just do page up. So if you look into this L underscore indicator, it is 0 now. Okay, means it is not null. Max order ID is 2000001. Okay, now it will check L underscore max order ID from first two positions, mean this one, by converting it to the character and substring that from first to two positions. 20 is equal to %L trimming L underscore 20. Yes, this is for the current year. So then I'll be incrementing by adding that maximum order ID and plus adding 1 to them. That I'll be generating the second number, second next order ID, auto incremented order ID 000002. So this is 8 character 8 length. Okay, now if I add, so it will not suppress the leading zeros. So you can see the order ID is this one. So the next auto incremented order ID for that particular 2020 year. Okay, it will write that record to the file. Just check. Okay, the record is added. Now since we added the multiple records at a time, so again it will go for item C. It will generate an order ID. Order ID is, so this time we will be getting max order ID as 2. We'll be adding 1 to that max order ID and generating the L order underscore order ID as this one, the next auto incremented order ID. So order ID is now converted to decimal and evaluated in the file field and returned to the file. Okay, so you can see. Then what I am doing, I am clearing the sub file and then loading the sub file. So it will load all the records of the order PF into the second sub file. The second record is loaded, third record is loaded, and now the end. Now you can see both two records are added. We can also give a message here based on our coding. I didn't given any message right now. I'm just showing how we can generate an order ID, auto increment order ID for that specific requirement. Okay. Now for example, just come out of this. Indicator 03 is on. Okay. What I'll be doing, just come out from here. UPTTA order PF, so that I would be showing you one more condition. For example, I am converting this to the 19. Okay, for testing purpose I'm doing this. So now if I call this program now, you can see just okay, so you can see all the order IDs are showing as 19 0 0 0 0 1 0 2 3. Okay, so the current year is 20. Now if I will be adding an item D, okay, so it will go, so it will found, so you can see the current year is 2020 and we have order IDs with the previous year 19 year. So I'm just simulating this so that in case if you have the year 2021 next year, so you will be getting the correct results. Okay, so order ID is this one. So we found the max order ID, as you can see, max order ID we found is 190003, but that is greater than 0, but this is not matched with, so the first two values are 19, but here in L underscore ID those are 20. Okay, so this condition is not matching, so it will go into this part. Okay, so it will generate a next order ID from the current year. So this is the thing which I just want to show, that this logic will work for every year. Okay, either it is 20, 21, 22, 23, whatever whatsoever. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that, it will work for every year. So it won't take or treat the next year maximum order ID in our order ID generation case. So in case it will found the next previous year maximum order ID, so it will ignore that and it will generate a next order ID from the next year. Like this, it will go to the else part, because there is a condition like this which is just checking whether the order ID which is maximum found is matched with the first two positions of those order ID is matched with the order ID which we are generating in this year. If it matched, means the orders are already placed in this year. If it is not matched, means there are no order placed in this year, and this is the first order which is going to be placed in the current year. So we need to generate the order ID using else part logic. Okay, so this way, just take F12. Okay, so that we can see, yes, this order gets added, this one. Okay, take F12. So if I am adding item like this one, you can see F12. Just to page down here, so you can see the orders are adding one by one. Okay, so this is the functionality which I just want to show, which is requested by one of our channel viewer, and this was the demo of that how we can generate a auto increment order ID based upon the years, and how we can handle that in the load also file. Okay, so that's all. Thank you and have a nice time.